Hi everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. I'm on the couch today because G2 is out of town and the puppy bear cannot be trusted by himself or in the library because he tends to pee in there for inexplicable reasons. So I will be in here for the video today, so hopefully the lighting is conducive to this, because I have lots to show off. Alright. Well, I guess I'm still enjoying coffee, and I forgot to mute my phone. Sorry about that, y'all. How is everybody? It's very foamy coffee. I'm glad y'all are well. I hope everyone had a great week. I don't think I have a lot in the way of Q&A today, so that kind of works out because I've got a little tiny bit of haul. I've got to finish, which if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen. I'm going to talk about my WIP goals for July, because the next time you'll see me, it'll be July. Even though I probably wouldn't have gotten to any of the goals yet. So, yeah. But there is a little bit of haul. There's going to be a new start that was not planned. Also, I have a new design available, and I will link that in the bottom. So I guess let's go into the Q&A first. Let's see. Jane Louise Reeves asks, do I mainly stitch on a scroll frame or a Q-snap, and do you use any type of floor stand to hold it? I use Q-snaps almost exclusively. I'll use hoops for some things. It sort of depends on if they're really small. But generally, I am a Q-snap kid. I don't really use stands. The floor stand I have I really love, but the love seat is too deep, so I can't really use it when I'm stitching unless I'm like this, and then I'm like all hunched over, and that's not good. So I don't, and I tried making a Frankenstein lap stand. That didn't work so well, so I basically just hold in hand. Little Miss Moffat asks, what the biggest stitching mistake you've done and how long it took you to rectify. Well, in terms of things that needed to be frogged, I think one, I had gotten so badly off, it was my very first project, that I just tossed it and started all over again. Because it was easier. Generally, I try to roll with whatever errors I make, as you'll see in a moment. The Stitchy Panda asks, if you were to decide to do the Alice in Wonderland by Brooks Books designs on fabric, what color would you recommend for them? I would go for a darker color, because that's what the color palette is designed for. So unless you really want to do a lot of color switching, go with a darker color. Alex Croft said that, asks, you mentioned Stitch Knit closed. Is it a permanent closure? As of now, no. They are temporarily closed while they're searching for a new owner. But the ladies who are working there just didn't want to keep working there with all of that up in the air, and it was demanding more of their time than they wanted, and they didn't want to be running it. They just liked volunteering and working it a little. So it's a temporary closer, but it hasn't found an owner, so... Robin Lalone asks, weren't you working on a Halloween pattern at one point, maybe a haunted house? Yes, that would be Scream House by Just Nan, and I got just kind of bored with it. So it's temporarily put away. It'll come back out eventually. Chandra asks, what do I think about the news about the Wicked musical film? I'll believe it when the end credits are playing after I've seen it. They have talked about this movie since 2003. I am not getting my hopes up. It'll happen eventually. It probably won't be as good as I want it to be, because it won't be the original cast or some of the other replacements that I loved. And so I'm just sort of, when it comes, I'll go see it. Jessie Marie, you apparently were not the only one. A lot of people were like, I didn't think you still had that Things Unseen. No, it was a theoretical fire, not an actual fire. And yesterday I did kind of want to beat See Flora after all the beating I had done. So, beat, they're kind of interchangeable at some points with some of these projects. I don't know what I'm going to do for my 100th video next week. I don't. This is video 99, and next week is 100. Yeah. Alright, so that is all of the Q&A. Alright, so first up, I have a new design, and I will link to my main Etsy store again in this once it's all uploaded. But it's called Dreams Come True, and it is Disney inspired. It's the first 8 princesses, so Snow White to Rapunzel. And I went with... part of why I did the Disney is because the Disney itself is so popular. And because I do enjoy doing that too. So you're gonna see mixes of my own style in here, as well as in my other designs, but you're gonna see some more recognizable things. So you'll see a mixture of stuff. Yeah. But it was all charted in DMC. It's available, it's $8. So, if you like it, pick it up. So that's that little bit of news. Then, Pedal Pusher is starting her first Mystery Stitch Along. And I know I literally just said that I was done with Mystery Stitch Alongs. And then this one shows up. But this one I feel fairly confident I'm going to finish. Because it's Wizard of Oz. So there it is. It's going to be 4 parts, 1 each month. And I'm going to do mine on As You Like It from Under the Sea Fabrics. Yeah. So, I picked that out. I'm very excited to do this. I've liked her designs for a while, and I've really wanted her to do an Oz one, so I'm thrilled that she did. So I'm super excited to start that. That's going to be my new start that I had not planned. But that'll come probably not today, maybe today, probably not today. Alright, so then the rest of the haul, the third and final in the first series of Stitchy Box Presents, which is a Kesslin design, came. It's called Beach Days, and it comes with, obviously, everything you basically need. It comes with a little bronze sound dollar charm. It comes with 32 count Legacy from Picture This Plus. And it uses Egg Custard, Aquamarine, and Billabong from Dinky Dyes, and Guacamole from Water Lilies. So, it's growing on me. It was not my favorite of the ones that I've gotten, but the more I look at it, the more it's kind of growing on me. And it's meant to be finished as a little pillow. I know hands-on design is going to be the next one. I don't know if I'll be doing it or not. I'd like to, but I don't know if finances are going to be there. So, we shall see. More coffee. And then, I got a little rack. From Nifty Needle Nannies, from a friend who wishes to remain anonymous, so whoever you are, thank you, because it's this really sweet little Dorothy needle minder, and I'm totally going to use her on the new design. I am, because she's just so cute. She's just adorable. My dog's like, that's my voice. That's the voice you're supposed to use when you talk about me. Hello, puppy bears. Hello, can you say hello to everybody? Can the Remy Bears say hello? Say hello, Remy Bears. It's like, put me down, I want to sleep. He and I have had a fun weekend of doing not very much. He's gotten to sleep a lot next to me. Yes. Also, on a tangent note to dog owners, or as I've been calling them, puppy bear owners, BarkBox is really cool. We decided to try it out for him, and we got really awesome treats that he's a big fan of, that are all natural, and 2 toys, one of which we haven't given him both yet, we've only given him one, but it's survived multiple days now. I'm highly impressed. It's over there. It's not really a ball shape anymore. It was this round, sort of hard, rubbery plastic thing. It's now kind of an acorn shape. Because he's a very tough chewer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So, there's the cute puppy bear. Do you want me to let you alone so you can sleep? Or are you just going to stare at me? That works too. He'll probably lay down here in a moment. So, but this is definitely going to go on the, train of thought, on the my new Oz sampler. And my phone's sitting here and just popped off. Thank you, Putty Cook, for your order. You got a special shout out. Alright. So, moving along, I'll show you some whip updates before I get to my finish, as well as I'll discuss my next plan. I finished the letter M and started the O on Things Unseen. Yeah, that was about it. Because I was waiting, I decided I was going to wait to do the beading, but then I discovered Seaflora fit the 11x17, so I went, oh, well, I'll just start beading while I'm waiting on this Krynic. Worked pretty well. And then, on my lunch break this week at work, I filled in the green over here, and I'm going to fill in the yellow today, and then I think I'm going to do the back stitch. Because I think I can accomplish that. So that's probably going to be what I do today, because my goal is currently to finish the page, but I may actually end up, that's my goal for next month. So if that's the case, then I'll start working in on this page, what little is left of it. So, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there on this one. So, those are the 2 whips. Alright, so now we're going to discuss rotation. Okay, so obviously, my Wizard Ornament I'll finish, July's Magical Creatures I'll finish, and then Barb's Oz I plan to finish the first part. So, Things Unseen, my goal is to finish the top 3 rows. So it's just a little bit of text and some flowers. So my goal is to finish that, and I don't think that'll take very long. Alright, on the Leslie Tier Oz, it's finished the page. Apparently Amazon delivers on Sundays. Scared the crap out of me and the dog. And now he's going to be doing his little puppy thing for a little bit, so that's fine. I'm waiting on my heart rate to return to normal. Yeah, had no idea. Apparently Amazon delivers on Sundays, and when they do, they knock on your door. Unfortunately, it was not anything for the Garrett. It was for the other Garrett. For G2. Okay, so, in the Fairy Tales book, my goal on it for the month is going to be to finish the top part here. So it's mostly just some field, and I may try and actually finish up just that top section that has Little Boy Blue on it too. So that's going to be the goal there. Oh shit, I hope this didn't just start recording all over again. Okay, well I guess I'm gonna find out. Worst case scenario, we'll just start the video over. Yes, you're a good puppy bear. Yes, thank you. Thank you for protecting the apartment. Yes. Alright, so then cereal bowl. The goal is going to be to do the tree that's over here. So there's the pattern, so it's going to be that tree. So that's the plan for that one. And I'm not necessarily going to work on them in these orders. This was just the order they were in as I pulled them out of the drawer. So there's not really a specific order for these. The Clouds Factory Oz, my goal is the Wizard and maybe the Tin Man. But definitely the Wizard. There's it. So yes, you're such a good puppy bear. Alright, then, to replace Longfellow, since I was missing so much for it, to replace Longfellow, I pulled out Potpourri of Stitches, my Jeanette Douglas design. So my goal is to finish, because I don't really have a lot left, I'm going to finish all of the cross-stitch, because I think it's really just looking at the pattern. It's just, I think, the leaves. And then do one triangle. Yeah, that's really better. So that's the plan on those. I really do like this Jeanette Douglas. Alright. Beekeeper's Cottage, because it's another one a little bit like that Jeanette Douglas. There's a lot more specialty stitches than there is actual cross-stitch. I'm going to try and finish up the actual cross-stitch parts of it this month. Because it's really just a path and then a little bit of other stuff, and then I can do the specialty stitches, and then it will be done. I mean, I'll have to still order the charms, but that'll come later. Alright. Then on the Clouds Factory Hocus Pocus, my goal is going to be to get one row of words done. So, we'll get another row of words done. And then at the end of the month, if I get all of my goals done, then it's just going to be, well, probably next month there won't be because I'm going to be on vacation for a week, but we'll see what happens. Blue Jeans and Daisies. My goal is going to be to finish the last 3 motifs left before doing the big center one. So there's that. Alright, and then last but not least, Giant Harry Potter. My goal is going to be, and this is a little contingent, Katie has to go, when she goes to Threads That Bind, has to find me a NPI silk that I can use for it. But I'm going to try and get 2 banners done. And that would be one of the ones that I would probably be my go-back-to piece when I've got extra time. But we'll see. So those are the July goals. So I feel like they're all pretty achievable, and they'll keep things kind of going. So that brings us to the finish. I present to you Seaflora. This one, I converted her to blonde hair, which I think really works better. You get a lot more contrast with the purples and the orange. I'm going to pick up the camera and move it so you can get a little closer and see things. So, here she is. I know I started her last year and did the light purple in her body. And that most of this was done this year. Let's get a good shot of those beans. But I kind of think I might have just been making things up as I went along. I have so many counting errors in this thing. It's ridiculous. So some of the beads don't necessarily line up the way they were supposed to. And that's okay, because you really can't tell. So she's really pretty. I spent from about 2 o'clock yesterday to about 10 p.m. beating her, with only a break for feeding the dog and taking him to the potty and feeding myself. So... And I'm also going to go on record by stating that whoever Nora Corbett uses, yes, thank you, Puppy Bear, as her photographer, she needs to fire them. Because they always look so much prettier than the pictures. And it's like ridiculous how much better they look. So she needs a new photographer. Alright, so this week we're obviously going to be working on the Leslie Tier Oz today. And then I'm most likely going to go ahead and start the one from Petal Pusher. But we'll see. I may not. I plan to do the border in the Karen Collection Water Lilies Emerald, because I think it'll be really pretty. Alright, so we'll do our little Oz discussion. Today's is from the Kinley Circuit. The Kinley Circuit was, for a while, one of the biggest summer musical theater circuits. Not necessarily because I have no idea what the quality of their productions were like. They were done in proscenium theaters. But he got very, very interesting people into very interesting parts. Some of them were things you might expect. Some of them not so much, such as Betty White and Hello Dolly. My personal favorite is Barbara Eden and The Sound of Music, and the cover was a silhouette of her as Jeannie, superimposed over the sheet music for the title song. Paul Lynde did a lot there. Billy Crystal and Cabaret in the 80s. Dagmar showed up at one point. Yeah, that they could get some very interesting ones. But in 1963, they did The Wizard of Oz with country singer Brenda Lee as Dorothy. And I'm pretty sure they incorporated at least one Brenda Lee song into the score, because there's a number listed simply as ballad in the second act that's normally this song that's not very good that was written for the stage version in the 40s. I feel fairly positive that that's what happened. And she was the big name in this one. Unless you know who Ista is, and I'm not really entirely sure, but I know she was a butterfly specialtyist. But, yeah. So, 1963, and she was 19. 19-year-old Brenda Lee as Dorothy. So, next week we have the next and final of the major American summer productions. Then we've got a couple of others. I think we've got one British one, maybe two British ones, but definitely one British one. Oh, no, there's one other American one after there's a British, another American, and then a final British. So, hopefully this video is going to upload correctly with that interruption in there. It may end up being a 2-part video. We'll see. But have a great week, everybody.